is when another person uses your personal information without permission for their personal gain. That's the actual definition. Okay, that's the actual definition. Now, things that would be their personal gain. Buying things on credit in your name. So they get the stuff, but not pay for it. Okay. Okay. Or obtain new credit identity using your information okay, which is a crime. Okay. Big thing. Identity theft. Oops, sorry. Can destroy your credit so badly that you cannot borrow money to buy anything. Okay, that's fine. Yes, most of the time the banks will go ahead and fix for it, right? However, until it's fully fixed, you get stuck. Until it's fully fixed. Okay. In the long run, they will take it off your credit. Yes, in the long run, they'll credit back the transactions and stuff like that. Okay. But while it's happening, you are messed up. Okay. So that's the big thing, that while it's happening, even once you go ahead and notify your bank, hey, those aren't mine, those are fraudulent, hey, wait, da 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 da. In the meantime, they've been going around doing stuff, not paying for it, and it ends up going back on you. Okay. So, and in the long run, it'll finally work out and they'll credit it back to you and all this kind of stuff. But while it's happening, your credit's tanking and your opportunities are being limited and all that. And it can take years before the effects and the fix and everything's finally handled. Okay, it can take months and even years before, okay, everything gets worked out. All right. Now, there are some, like my bank, if they see a transaction that doesn't look like something that's normal for me, something that they've seen me doing in the past, normal for me, then they will go ahead and give me a call and say, hey, is this you? All right. So they do that. They do have some checks and balances in place to try and catch the fraud before it fully happens, but that doesn't always happen. Okay, especially the big ones are like if they go ahead and take your social security number, they can make fraudulent social security cards. They can make fraudulent driver's licenses to match social security cards. And they can go into a little mom and pop place in the middle of nowhere, charge something on credit, things like that. Create a new bank account that they might put $5 in and go ahead and get the overdraft protection and get a credit card linked to it and stuff. Okay. They could use your social security number and stuff to sign up online for credit. Okay. So there's all these kind of ways that they get around stuff. Okay. And identity theft. I can't spell today. Tactics. These are tricks that they try and use in order to get your information. These are the tricks that they try and use in order to get your information. All right. So some are when they're in person with you, some are not. All right, first one is called shoulder surfing. This is when you're in person with someone and like you're out at the store, or you're out at the whatever, and you're about ready to use your ATM card or your credit card or whatever. They stand close enough to listen to you or see you give personal information. Okay, it is why banks, when you're at banks, they're really particular about stand back over there. They make people stand a good distance away. So then you can quietly be talking to the cashier about your social security number, your birthday, any of those sensitive information that they need to know to verify who you are. But at the same time, other people don't need to know. Okay. So that's why it's really important that when you're at an ATM machine, when you're at the machine at the grocery store and you're punching in your PIN codes and stuff, all those times you keep it blocked as much as you can. Okay. Another thing, it's called dumpster diving. Dumpster diving is just what it sounds like. They go through your trash, which is why it's important to shred any documents that have personal information on them. You want to shred any documents that have personal information on them. Okay. There is skimming. Skimming is copying, copying down credit card numbers from cards at the store where you buy stuff. Or another way they skim. So unfortunately, there are people who help us out in the world, or we think help us. And they take our credit card for us and they go in the back and they go ahead and swipe it. Well, if they're untrustworthy people, they could copy down the credit card number, copy down the expiration, could copy down the number off the back. Yeah, which is called a CVC number. If you look on the back of your ATM card and you look on the back of the credit card, there's a little 3-digit number back there. Okay, so it's really not a good plan. To use your card online, they just need to know the card number, the expiration date, and that 3-digit code off the back. They do not need your PIN number, not for purchases. Okay, unless it's not, if it has a Visa or MasterCard logo, that's the way that they do it. Okay, another way they can skimming is though they can attach a reader to an ATM or credit card reader to get the card number. This is where yours is coming. And PIN. Okay, so that's why you want to be 100% sure where you're at, like at gas stations and things like that, when they have the outside ATMs, when they have the outside, gas pumps, you want to be 100% sure that it's a safe space, because what they do is they have this little device that they can slip over the top of it so it looks normal. Everything's good. Everything's good. But then that little device is actually sending to them the card number and your PIN number you can check. So that's why there are times, and my husband and I have had it happen, that we went on vacation. We thought it was a safe space. We used the ATM card or the credit card. And then like a day later, a small charge, not anything big, a small charge goes through that we don't recognize. And then another small charge and another small charge. They'll do like several little charges to see if you're watching and noticing. Okay. If you're not watching and noticing, that's when they're going to hit you for big charges. Okay. But we're talking like $25 here and $50 there, money that they don't think that you're going to notice. Okay. And all of a sudden, your money's gone. Okay. And then it's a big pain in the butt. Also, why it's very important to notify your credit card company that you're going on a vacation is because then they don't stop charges for you. But at the same time, they're watching. You tell them where you're going. When we had that happen, we were down in Anaheim, down in Disneyland. It was at Arco, not far from our hotel. We got gas, no big deal. Well, all of a sudden, $100 charge comes through from New York. And my bank calls me up and goes, "What? Are you in New York now?" And they stopped it right away. Okay. But that did leave us without that particular ATM card for 7 days because they shut that account down. They gave us back the money. And now that person couldn't use the account. So you got to be really careful, and you've got to be diligent and pay attention nowadays. You don't have that luxury of waiting till the end of the month to balance things and waiting. They used to be able to do the waiting, and now they can't. Okay. Another is called pretexting. Okay. That is when someone acts like a legitimate person who needs your personal information to confirm your identity to gain access to your accounts. Example. If you did not call your credit card company to ask them to check something, so if you're not the one initiating the call to the company, if someone from the company calls you and says, hey, well, we need to verify your personal information, okay? So that, we need to identify your personal information to confirm your account, blah, 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 okay? Let me see, this keeps saying it doesn't like it. Someone acts like a legitimate person who needs your personal information to confirm your identity to gain access to your account. I don't know why it doesn't like it. Okay, so never give out personal information to anyone who calls you. Okay, personal information should be shared only when you initiate the contact, because that legitimate person isn't legitimate. No bank will call you and ask you for your personal information. If you call your bank, they might verify your personal information, but you are initiating the contact. Do you understand? It's not that you don't give legitimate people the information, it's that you need to be the one initiating the contact for it to be safe. There it is. Okay. In order for you to be safe, you initiate the contact. Never give information to someone initiates to you. That's the pretexting. Okay. Then there is phishing. Okay. That is pretexting using email. Okay. If you didn't initiate, it is a PH. Yeah. It's a PH because it's trying to differentiate between phishing and them searching for information. So when if you get an email reaching out to you about an order you placed, but you didn't place an order, or about an account, we need to confirm your identity, but you didn't initiate the contact. Again, never trust it, never touch any links, don't immediately just delete it. Okay. Another one is called farming. Yes, with a PH again. Okay, farming uses emails with viruses to redirect you to a website that steals your information. Okay. Okay, steals your information. Okay. So these are fake emails. Okay. Remember, if you do not initiate the contact, do not click links, do not respond. Okay, these are up here, these are the fake calls. Fake calls. Okay. All right. Now we need to go to the textbook, please. No, that's the problem. They don't go to the spam folder necessarily. What they do is they clone a legitimate email. Then it will come to you. The stuff that goes to spam, a lot of them are when they send a lot of the a lot of the email providers will start watching if they're getting an email that's sent out to a bulk of people, those will go to spam so you can decide if it's real. But what the farmers and fishers are getting really good at is they'll use an email and send it to like 4 or 5 people. So it's not big enough to hit spam. Oh, you had someone got hit by phishing? Yeah. And it looks real. My mom's email got hijacked. And someone's using her email address sent out this urgent plea to people in her contact list that said, hey, I'm embarrassed to have to ask you, but I'm in a dire problem right now. I really need help with some financial stuff. And like, it went to her pastor, it went to me, it went to 3 or 4, I think it went to maybe 6 trusted people. How they knew which 6 trusted people to pick, I don't know. But like her pastor literally called her up and said, are you okay? And she said, yeah, why? And then he tells her about this email. So anytime you got to really watch out because they are getting really sneaky about it. Okay, open our book, please. Like I said, open the book. Easiest way to find the book is go where? The agenda for the week at the bottom. Okay. We are going to PDF page 184. I looked it up for myself this time. PDF page 184. Okay, that's 180, 181, 182, 183, right here. This PDF, this figure 9.6, figure 9.6, you're making a screenshot of just that figure 9.6 and adding it to the bottom of your notes, please. I'm gonna do mine. This is how you know I'm on a laptop because I have to use the snipping tool. But I just want the figure. Don't do the extra stuff. By now we should know how to do just the figure. Okay. Insert it in. And then shrink it up a little, see if we can get it to fit. Maybe change the font to be a little smaller so we can get it all to fit on one page. Ta-da, I got it. Okay. Okay, once you've got that done, save it and turn that in, please. And I'm going to open the other